Guru Day, all the gurus, going back to the Param Guru, is Srila Vyasadeva. His mercy has come down through Kali Yuga because in Kali Yuga all good qualities have been diminished, and therefore the Vedas had to be written down. And like you were saying, Vyasadeva wasn't satisfied after writing all the Vedas or narrating them, all the Vedas down. He still had a feeling of he was unsatisfied, and praying, Narad Rishi, who's his spiritual master, the second person in the universe to come. Was he the first son of Brahma? Narad?
I'm not sure about that. He's pretty
He was one of the first people in the whole universe.
Mm-hmm.
And Narad Rishi always sings the glories of Krishna. He's always there in Krishna's pastimes.
Mm-hmm.
And he's always there in all Vishnu's incarnations. So he told Srila Vyasadeva, I'll make a real hash of it, but basically he said the reason you're not satisfied is because you haven't discussed Krishna's pastimes in Vrindavan. Braj, praying, Braj, these activities are the sweetest activities of Vishnu. And he reminded Srila Vyasadeva of he gave the seed within Srila Vyasadeva's heart of how to explain Krishna Bhakti, because of course Narad Muni, he knew Lord Chaitanya would come and expand the glories of Brajras to such an extent that I don't think even Srila Vyasadeva was aware. So then Srila Vyasadeva wrote Srimad Bhagavatam, and he felt satisfied. But he never mentioned Radha, because if he had spoken Radha's name, he would have gone into samadhi and he wouldn't have been able to write.
Mm-hmm.
Because Srila Vyasadeva is the embodiment of praying. He has full realization of all that. So because of Srila Vyasadeva, now we can have the Vedic literatures, the ones especially that are important for Kali Yuga. So all the mercy that's come down is due to Srila Vyasa, firstly Srila Vyasa, and especially Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It was Krishna himself. He came to break open because before that there was very tiny thread of bhakti, pure bhakti coming down in Madhavendra Puri, different other devotees. Do you know? Before Madhavendra Puri, was it Madhavendra Puri he came alone first?
He's speaking about Braj-Ras or?
Yeah, Rajas, because that's the speciality of Kali Yuga. Before Kali Yuga, which is the most fallen age, let's see, for Chaitanya, he brought the highest thing to the most fallen. So before Kali Yuga, Braj-Ras was unheard of. There's no it's all Aishvarya Ras, or the worship of the Lord and awe and reverence in the other yugas. Much more of that. There's always a little Madhurya, like even in the Lord Ram's incarnation. And yeah, because who were the sages in Lord Ram's incarnation that all prayed, we want to we want this, that they wanted to serve Ram and Madhurya.
Yes, the sages of Dandakaranya forest.
Of Dandakaranya. And they all took Krishna's lead to fulfill that desire. So Krishna arranged that. But how did they? Anyway. So, Jai Srila Vyasadeva. I start rambling, so and all glories to the our Guru Parampara. So,
would you like to share anything?
Thank you.
Anyone else?
I have a question.
I love questions.
It's just Yasadev waited the Lila of Krishna without really speaking about Radharani. And then Mahaprabhu came and like that we know about Radharani. Is that? Or
Mahaprabhu came and
made that we know about Radharani because it was in this
he
mood.
opened that. Yeah.
But it's just like, how was Bhakti before? Because everything there's like the book of Prabhupada, everything is in it. It's just you are able to see it or not. Like what we spoke last time in the class, like God is always here, it's just we don't see him. So it was just why it was just a small line and small.
Because Srila Vyasadeva knew his role. His role was to write the Vedic literatures down for Kali Yuga, because before that they were never written. All the Vedic knowledge was passed from person to person, and everybody's mind and brain, it worked. So they had access to the full memory. In Kali Yuga, everything's ruined. Memories, health, longevity, and everything. Anyway, Vyasadeva, his role was to present the Vedas like that and lay the ground for the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya. And everything is there in Srimad Bhagavatam, but not the very, because if he had done Lord Chaitanya's role, which is to break open the storehouse of Brajvas and the very, very confidential truths of Radha and Krishna and the gopis and all that. Then what would Lord Chaitanya do? And he'd have to do it again, and it wouldn't be like as glorious. So even though he knows everything, there was practically no personality like Srila Vyasadeva. He's param guru for us. But that would be my answer, that he knew his role and he was laying the framework, for bhakti and for the rest also, because lots of people talk about, the Vedas, like you've got Shiva, Lord Shiva's lineages, you've got all sorts of, what are some of the other spiritual lineages in India? What are they? Like
Which one?
They worship Shiva and
Shakti.
Shiva Shakti.
Shaktas.
Yeah.
Of course there's Durga worship.
Yeah, Durga,
Or
Kali.
Devi,
Kali.
something
Yeah,
like that.
all the Devi. Yeah.
So there's a lot of that sort of thing, and that has its place. People, not everybody can come to bhakti. They're not ready. They're not spiritually ready. So Vyasadeva's role was he performed his role perfectly, and do you think that satisfies that?
Yes, I think I don't know if I think
Are you wondering why the line was lost, and why there's only one thread coming down?
yeah, it's just
And Lord Chaitanya, he revealed Radha.
yeah, like why
So,
It's part of the Lord's Leela,
it's because it's a lila.
because Madhvacharya, Nindaditya, Vishnu Swami, the founders of the four main Vaishnava Sampradayas, they all have the darshan of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but they took different
that's
philosophies, Tattvavad,
Right. Yeah, and even Lord Shiva, he came as
Gopi.
Shankaracharya.
Shankaracharya, right? But even though, he, being Lord Shiva, was so realised he was in Krishna's pastimes, but he still presented. He filled his role. His role was not to go into that. His role was to, at that time, the world needed a certain thing, a certain type of medicine.
Yeah.
So then
It's like Vedanta Sutra that Vyasadeva is given, and that's a comparison of the 5 previous darshans, Sankhya, Purvimamamsa, Nyaya, etc. And so he's compared them all and pointed out the limitations in each of them, and then given the synthesis as Vedanta. But if he'd just given the Vedanta in the beginning, there'd be nothing to compare it to.
yeah,
So now we have the Madhuras of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and we can contrast that to the Aishwarya moods. But if we only had the Madhuri in the beginning, Well,
Yeah.
what's the speciality of
If-
this?
Yeah, you know, that,
It's like a flower opening.
yeah, it's like nature. It has the springtime when
Mm.
there's winter and then spring and gradually.
So that was
Things.
for creating a contrast.
It's the way Krishna likes it.
Yeah, there is-
Mahaprabhu said to
There is always contrast. Yeah.
to Madhavacharya and Nimbadija, you just teach this much for now.
Yeah,
And then in the future, I will come and give the synthesis, Achinti Beta Beta Tattva. But for now, you just teach this much.
And Madhvacharya has this
Yes.
Dvaitavad. Madhvacharya went from can you remember the distinctions? You know, in the Shastric conclusion of like oneness, and the Madhvacharya, he established the duality of the soul, like the
Yeah.
God and the soul,
Because previous to that,
different tattvas.
prominent was the Advaitavad conception given by Chankaracharya. So
Sankacharya, yeah.
because sometimes
And then Madhva. and then-
Madhavacharya's philosophy is called Dvaitavad, but another name of it is called Tattvavad, because
Yeah,
the Mayavadis, they were saying this world is an illusion,
yeah,
but the Gaudiya philosophy, the Vaishnava philosophy, is this world is real, so it's a Tattva, so it's a Tattvavad, not
Right.
a Dvaitavad, the illusion-vad. There,
yeah.
in contrast to that, he gave the Tattvavad. No, the world is real, but everything in it is temporary. So that's
Yes, and then there was Ramanujacharya, and he established what tattvas he established, the beginnings of bhakti.
it's all quite technical, each explanation of
I
that.
should know all this, but heard it so many times. But he established another truth, and then onwards, after Ramanuja, there was Modi, yeah, and there's a line there. Anyway, Madhavendra Puri, he was in Braj Prana, and that all fitted in because Lord Chaitanya, he never, everything is perfect. So Lord Chaitanya didn't want to just manifest like that. He took a spiritual master. Ishvara Puri was his instructor, master, not his sannyas guru. But Ishvara Puri, of course, was Madhavendra Puri's disciple, and he had this Braj praying, and so Lord Chaitanya followed that the principles very strictly. Even everything's perfectly done. So Madhavendra, he sent Madhavendra Puri go to the Kali Yuga,
So that means that all the associates of Mahaprabhu, before Mahaprabhu arrived, they were not having this mood of Raj, but they are
not fully blossomed. There was
It's like- it was like-
Advaitacharya.
blocked until you arrive, like locked.
Was part of his Leela.
Yeah.
It's strange. Because
And
they are
it's
associated.
amazing because Lord Chaitanya was there as a boy, and even Advaitacharya couldn't recognize his Lord, the one he was calling for to come down from the spiritual world. He didn't recognize him. He just knew that he went into complete samadhi whenever he saw Lord Chaitanya. Everything stopped. He was just completely immersed and perceiving Lord Chaitanya as a little child. And then he was Nimai Pandit, the proud student of Narnia. And knowing all his associates, they would have tried to avoid him because he was so annoying. He used to get them and engage them in all sorts of mundane arguments. But I would always pray, that this, he's so amazing. If only he was the way. And then I could associate.
It's quite interesting to think that they didn't know, but they know. It's like
it's like part of the rust of Leela of it all. And it's not just plain, there's so much sort of rust in there. When you can listen and study Lord Chaitanya's pastimes and activities in his life, and new realization, new nuances of perfection of that kind of rasa. He likes to enjoy these things, and he's able to.
Rasik Shaker.
Yeah. Anyway.
Anyone else like to share anything? Guru, the topic of Guru.
Today is for Guru Tattva, truths.
So we have one Maharaj in the WhatsApp group today. He was reading the messages. And so I told him that I'd speak a couple of points on Guru Tattva because he just wanted a couple of things cleared. So to purify myself, if I can, I'll speak a couple of words. Gaura Vagoda Chandraya Rahadikaye Tadadale Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tad Bhaktaye Namo Nama Narayanam Namaskritya Narayam Chaivam Narotaram Devam Saraswatam Vyasam Tato Dayam Udirayat. So today is Guru Purnima. In every temple in India, you'll see one asana, one seat, and that's called the Vyasasana. And so the Vyasasana is the seat that the Guru, the Maharaj, sits on, and he gives kata, he gives class. But why is it called Vyasasana? Because Veda Vyas, he is the representative of the teachings of the Vedas. So his name is Srila Krishna Dvaipayana Veda Vyas. And so we're currently in the reign of Ivishwatamani. And in this cycle so far, there has been 28 Vyasas, because Vyas is actually a role. And so different personalities they take the role of Vyas, because Vyas comes at the start of every Kali Yuga, and he narrates the Vedas and he divides them.
Sexual?
Not like Shiva.
Well,
Shiva has his own Vaishishta, his own speciality. So in the Kuma Purana, there's a list of the 28 Vyasas, 27 that have come so far in Kali Yuga. In this reign of Vashupamanu. So some of the previous Vyasas, they have been, for example, not necessarily in this order, Prajapati, Indra, Valmiki, Vishishta, Bharadwaj,
Gregory Vyasas.
they've all taken the role of Vyasa.
Yeah.
And in the Laghu Bhagavatamrita by Rupa Goswami, he has confirmed that our Srila Krishna Dvaipayana Veda Vyas, he is Bhagavan. The other ones, they are performing the role of Vyas, the divider.
Mm-hmm.
But our Vyas that we worship, he is Bhagavan himself. So this is the speciality of our Srila Krishna Dvaipayana Veda Vyas, because the other Vyasas, they get the title Vyas, but they don't get the name Krishna Dvaipayana Veda Vyas. So why does he have this name? First, Krishna, he has dark complexion. And read in the Mahabharata how he was quite terrifying to look at. And that's why Pandu and everything came with their different complexions. That's a whole leela in itself. And so
Freaked out.
Krishna Dvaipayana. So how did Vyasa appear in this world? Once there was one Maharaj called Upachari Vasu. He was one Maharaj, and he wanted to enjoy with his wife, and so they calculated a particular auspicious time, and at that time they were really looking forward to having a nice evening in, romantic evening in. But then the Pitris, the forefathers, appeared to him and said, oh, you should do Shraddha ceremony for us. You should go to the forest and sacrifice a deer and make us some offering. So then he had to put his romantic dinner with his wife on hold, and he had to go to the forest. So while he was in the forest, the flowers were blooming and the green on the trees was all very stimulating, and he was really thinking about his wife. And in this way, he spilt his vital seed. And so, seeing his vital seed on the ground, he thought, oh, this is very precious. I shouldn't waste it. Because in Vedic culture, it should be, if you're very strict, only for procreating a child, or it should be sent upwards to your ojas and you get power, spiritual power. So then he took one leaf and he put his seed in that leaf, wrapped it up, made a package, and he saw an eagle in the tree. And he said, hey, eagle, come here. Please take this precious package to my wife. So he gave the package to the eagle, and the eagle flew off. And the eagle was flying through the sky, and then, sometimes when a bird has something in its claws, other birds think, oh, it's got food. So then another eagle come along, and they were fighting. And then as they were fighting in the sky, that first eagle dropped the package down into a river. Now, in that river was one fish living, but this wasn't an ordinary fish. Her name was Adrika, because previously, one rishi, he had been doing his meditation in the Jamuna River, and then one playful Apsara would sometimes come to earth and play in the Jamuna River. So she was in the river, and as that rishi was meditating, she grabbed his feet. And so as she grabbed his feet, it disturbed his meditation, and he became displeased. So then he cursed her, oh, you should be like a fish and take the form of a fish. And then she was very sorry, oh, no, please have mercy upon me. And then that rishi, he said, you'll be freed from your fish form when you give birth to 2 children. So that package is dropping down into the Jamuna River, and then that fish is swimming now, and she swallows that package, and she becomes pregnant. And then there was one fisherman. His name was Dasaraj. And so Dasaraj, he catches the fish, and then he prepares the fish at home. She's freed from her fish body and she goes back to her celestial abode. But within the body of the fish, there's 2 human children. 1 boy, 1 girl. So he says, well, this is not normal. Human babies in a fish. I should take this to the king. So he takes the 2 babies to the king and he says, oh Maharaj, look what I found. And then so the king, he says, I will keep the boy, you keep the girl. So then that boy, he grew up and he became Matsya Maharaj of Matsya Desh, a famous Maharaj in India. And that girl, she was taken back home and her complexion was quite dark. So originally her name was Kali. The Dasaraj gave her the name Kali. But she had such a nice countenance and such a nice character. Then she got the name Satyavati. And then as Satyavati grew up, she became a beautiful young lady, and her father was also working as a boatman, taking people across the Jamuna River. And sometimes as she became older, she would also act as the ferry woman and take people across the river. So one time, Parashara Muni, he came there, and Satyavati, she was taking people across the river that day. So Parashara Muni, he got on the boat, and it was just him and Satyavati. So they were going across the Jamuna, and then Parashara, he is completely in control of his senses, but he was divinely inspired. Oh, I want to unite with Satyavati. So he proposed to Satyavati, hey, let's have some union. And then Satyavati, she was very shy, and she thought, well, I'm not married, and you probably don't want to marry me. So then after that, my reputation will be spoiled if I have a baby, and then I'll no longer be a virgin. And also, what about if people see us from the side of the river? There'll be a big gossip around the town. So then Parashara Muni, he said, don't worry, I will
look after everything.
I'll look after everything. I will restore your virginity, and
You will remain a maiden.
yes, and she also had the name Matsya Ganda because she had a fishy smell because she was born from a fish. And so Parashara Muni said, also I will give you the blessing that you will smell beautiful like Kasturi. And then so after that she got the name Kasturi Ganda or Yojana Ganda, beautiful perfume you could smell for 8 miles away. So then by his mystic powers, he enshrouded the middle of the Jamuna with mist, and they came to one island, one dweep. And so they united on the island, and that island is still there today. We can see that on Brajmandal Parikram. And so because he was born on island, first Krishna, dark complexion, Dwaipayana, because he was born on an island. And then
This is Vyasadeva.
yeah, this is how Vyasadeva done Avibhav Titi. He appeared in this world. So Satyavati became pregnant, and then instantly she gave birth to a child, and instantly he grew because he's
right
Vishnu
then and
Tattva.
there, right?
Yep, right then and there, he's Vishnu Tattva. And so, mother has a child, they like to nurse the baby and grow up, and she didn't have any of that pastime. And then Vyasadeva, he just wanted to leave. There's a rishi, instant rishi. So
Parasa. Oh, and Vyasadeva.
yeah, so Satyavati, she said to Vyasadeva, oh my son, I'm a mother and I'm feeling separation from you. And Vyasadeva gave her the blessing. You just call on me whenever you really need me, and I will come. And for those who know the Mahabharata, he fulfilled that promise later in life. So off Vyasadeva went. So that's Srila Krishna Dwaipayana, Veda. So he divides the Veda. At the end of every Dwapara Yuga, onset of Kali Yuga, the role of Vyasa is there. So our Dwaipayana Veda Vyas in this age, he goes to a very high place in the Himalayas, just above Bhadrak Ashram. 3 kilometers is the village of Mana, and there's his ashram there in one cave called Shamyaprash Ashram. Very beautiful, very nice place. So then close by that is the Ganesh Gufa, the place of Ganesha. So Vyasadeva, he narrated all of the Vedas, the Puranas, everything to his scribe Ganesh. And so originally the Veda was one, that was Yajurveda, but then they could say, oh, Kali Yuga is coming, and the Brahmanas, they can no longer remember all of the mantras, so I have to divide the Vedas into sections, and in different Brahmin groups they will be entrusted. I will entrust it to my disciples, and the disciples, my 4 main disciples, will teach it to different branches of Brahmanas, and they will be in charge of certain portions of the Vedas, because the memory is dwindling in the encroaching Kali Yuga. So text in Vedic paradigm is a sign of devolution of consciousness. It's not a sign of evolution of consciousness. So that is why the role of Vyasa is there in every Kali Yuga, because now things need to be written down. So Srila Krishna, Dvaipayana, Veda, and then Vyas. So if you take one circle and from this point to this point and draw a line across it, how convenient we have a circle here, then that line, that is called Vyas. In English, that's called diameter. So because he divides, then he gets the name Vyas. But as Prabhuji shared, Narad appeared to him on Shanyaprash Ashram after he had written everything down, because he wasn't feeling that satisfaction. And with the blessings of Narad Rishi, he went into Bhakti Samadhi, Bhakti Yogina Manasi. He went into Samadhi and saw the pastimes of Krishna. And so in his Bhakti Samadhi, he saw that this is not a geographical reality, but it's somewhat of an analogy for your mind, and a lambana, support for your mind. On one half, the bottom half of the circle, he saw all the material universes. And then in the upper half of the circle, he saw the spiritual world. And so and in the center, he saw Krishna, because everything is connected directly or indirectly through Krishna's energies to Krishna. So Vyasadeva, he saw all the conditioned souls floating in Maya in all the various material universes. But he saw there's a way out. There's a way back home to the spiritual world, and that is through bhakti. And through the process of bhakti, we can turn our vision back towards the Supreme Lord and enter into that eternal spiritual abode. So that's why he is also given Srimad Bhagavatam to, this is the Vanmai Murti, the sound incarnation of Sri Krishna. So our Vyasadeva, whoever sits on the Vyasasan, they should have realization of the Samadhi of Vyasadeva. Because there are many gurus sitting on the Vyasasan, but they do not have realization of what Vyasadeva saw in his Bhakti Samadhi. Because Vyasadeva, he has given Vedanta Sutra, 550 very short cryptic aphorisms of Vedanta. And so there's many different interpretations of Vedanta, including impersonalist interpretations of Vedanta. But Vyasadeva's natural commentary on Vedanta is Srimad Bhagavatam. So if you want to know Vedanta, you have to study Bhagavatam. Otherwise you can read so many commentaries. You can be very, very learned and interpret the Vedanta Sutra in your own way. But to understand the natural commentary, read Bhagavatam. So Srila Krishna Dvaipayana Vedavyas. That's some very brief introduction of who is Vedavyas. So on this day, we celebrate the appearance of Srila Krishna Dvaipayana Vedavyas. And our entire Guru Parampara, they are our transparent via medium to the realization of Vyasadeva. So on this day, the Guru doesn't just become absorbed in worship of himself, but on this day, the Guru engages the disciples in the worship of the Guru Parampara, because our Parampara goes back to Vyasadeva, even before Vyasadeva, but Vyasadeva is very important. So there's a saying amongst the Brahmanas in India, everyone is taking remnants from the plate of Vyasadeva. Whatever knowledge you have, any knowledge about anything, it is the remnants from the Chit Akash, the sky of the heart of Vyasadeva. Because whatever Vyasadeva has written, all knowledge that ever can be and will be, it already will be found in the writings of Vyasadeva. So Vyasadeva is a very great personality. And so our Guru Parampara, one time in Australia, our Nityalila Pravishapada Dr. Asata Shushima Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, he was invited to come to Australia, and the devotees, they organised one Prabhu to host him in one certain place. And that Prabhuji, he had received Harinam from A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj. And then he received Siksha from, I think it was Diksha, actually, from Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj. And then now he was hearing Siksha from Narayan Maharaj. And he didn't tell anyone, but in his heart, he was feeling confused. Who actually is my guru? Is it Swami Maharaj? Is it Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj? Or is it Sridhar Narayan Maharaj? Who should I surrender to? I'm meant to surrender to Guru, right? Which one is it?
What was his name?
I don't actually know the name.
Okay.
So then, without saying anything, Narayan Maharaj said, "Oh, you are divided in your heart. You don't know who is your guru, who you should surrender to." And then he shared something from his own personal life history. Because we know that our Srila Narayan Maharaj, he is this disciple of Bhakti Prakangeshav Goswami Maharaj. And Narayan Maharaj left everything from Bihar, Tiwaripur in Bihar, and in the middle of the night, without telling anyone, he left his family and took the train all the way to Navadvip Dham. He didn't tell a soul. In the middle of the night, he left. And then before he arrived in Navadvip Dham, Bhakti Prakangeshav Goswami Maharaj, he said to a couple of his brahmacharis, "Go to the train station. One great personality is coming." So in the middle, it was very late at night or very early morning. No one else was around at the train station. And when he arrived there, he saw a couple of brahmacharis with a little candle lantern. And they were shouting, "Are you Tiwaripur? Are you Tiwaripur?" How do they know my name? I've not told a soul that I am arriving here. And then they said, "Gurudev has sent us to bring you back to the ashram." So then they brought Srila Narayan Maharaj back to the ashram. And then Narayan Maharaj, he said, "Whatever love I have for my wife, for my children, for my family, I collect all that love and I give it to you, Gurudev." And then Bhakti Prakangeshav Goswami Maharaj, he began to weep. This is Sat Sishya, bona fide disciple, true disciple. Very exceptional. So, where was I going with that?
Glorifying Guru.
Glorifying Guru, but I had another point.
Divided.
Yes, you are feeling divided. So Narayan Maharaj was sharing with this devotee, you know, when I used to come and sit at the feet of my Guru Maharaj and he was giving glass, if he was speaking from some Dabas, from Jiva Goswami, I would see Jiva Goswami Padas there. And if he was speaking Vedanta Sutra, Veladev Vijibhusam was there. And if he was speaking very high rasic poetry, Srila Rupa Goswami was there. Because the Guru is the transparent via medium to the entire Guru Parampara. Because how many Gurus is there? There's only one. Akhanda Guru Tattva. That is Balaram, Krishna's brother. or also Nityananda Prabhu, non-different. So that Akhanda Guru Tattva, indivisible principle of Guru, that is the wholesale aggregate of the principle of Guru, that is called the Samasti Guru. And when that wholesale, undivided principle of Guru appears to us in a localized form, that is called the Vyasti Guru. So the Vyasti Guru, that is the personal form of Guru in front of you, he is the doorway to the Samasti Guru, the indivisible principle of Guru, Nityananda Prabhu, Balaram Prabhu. So we should have mamata, possessiveness, for our particular Guru that we have, because that is the very special eternal relationship we have. But another aspect of the Guru Tattva, there's only one Guru, Nityananda Prabhu.
Krishna says he appears as Guru.
Acharya Mamaham, I am the Guru.
Mm-hmm.
I have appeared personally.
So through Balaram, he appears as Guru.
Mm-hmm.
So we shouldn't think of Guru like as where he's born, what he looks like, how tall he is, how charismatic he is,
No.
how he can beat the drum or anything.
No.
We should think of Guru as
Sakshat Hari.
yes.
This is the personal, this is a particular form of the Lord that has come to deliver me. Because every day we're singing in Mandakalati prayers, Samsara Davanara Radalika Loka Tranaya Karuna Gana Ganayatam Praptasya Kalyana Gunanavasya Vande Garoshi Charanara Indram. Samsara, this endless cycle of birth and death. No one voluntarily chose to be born in this situation. By force, we are pulled by karma to be born in a particular situation. But Bhagavan Krishna is never under the jurisdiction of karma. So, samsara davanala, ladalika loka. This world is like a blazing forest fire all around. And in this blazing forest fire, we are struggling so hard to just find some momentary peace. I'll put a bit of money in the bank, buy a car, buy a property, buy a boat, buy this, to get some little happiness. In the Sastra there's the analogy, the man's trapped in the well, right? And beneath is the snakes, above is the tiger trying to bite him, and he's holding on to one branch, one root in the
rat.
and the rat's are gnawing away at the branch. He's going to drop down to the crocodiles or the snakes. He tries to climb out, the tiger's waiting for him. And then on a tree branch above the well, there's one beehive, and on the beehive some honey's dripping down. And then he sticks his tongue out, and a little bit of honey, and he gets a bit of sweetness. Imminent death is facing him. And then, this is not so bad. So we're like that. We know everyone is going to die. All our loved ones, our parents, so they're going to die. This is real, but we all think, oh, no, it won't happen to me. I've got time, and it's all right. I'll come to Krishna later.
Just
so,
after
after I do this and I get that sorted and arrange that, and at the moment Krishna consciousness is like my hobby. Like sometimes on Sundays I go knitting, or I could do a round of golf. So Krishna's like, religion's like my hobby that I do sometimes. So we can approach it sometimes like that. And so this world is like a forest fire. So if you're in the forest and there's fire all around you, like in the dry season in California, and the animals are all afraid, then at that time you are praying for rain. Because the government cannot help you, no matter how many planes they send in. We won't talk about HARP technology, but no one can help you with that. Only, the rain, please, I'm praying for the rain. So we're in this burning forest fire, samsara davanada ladalika loka, of material anxiety. No one can help you but the rain cloud of Krishna's mercy. So that when Krishna's mercy condensed like a rain cloud before your eyes, that is Sri Guru, and that is the particular form of the Lord who has come to extinguish your forest fire. So the Guru Tattva is astonishing. And Gurudev says, if you can realize, if you can understand Guru Tattva, then all the other tattvas, the principles will be open to you. Jiva Tattva, Maya Tattva, Rasa Tattva, Bhagavat Tattva, Shakti Tattva. But if you don't understand, there's so many. if
Truths.
yeah, these foundational truths, if you don't understand the Guru Tattva, all the doors remain closed. We cannot enter. So this Guru Tattva is very, very profound. A Guru is not just some inspirational, charismatic person. There's many people pretending to be in the role of Guru. They can have many followers. They can have this, they can have that, they can have money, they can have so much charisma. But doesn't mean they have the realization of Krishna. And doesn't mean they have the potency to deliver their dependents from this blazing forest fire of material existence. So we should, it is the greatest fortune in this life to seek out Sadguru. For any other aspect of life, if we want to be an engineer, if we want to be a chef, if we want to be, we'll go to university. Without a second thought, no problem. I need to learn this, and I'll find a teacher, the best teacher I can. But the most important lesson in life, the most important aspect of our life, spiritual life. Oh no, I don't need a teacher. It's okay. I got this figured out all by myself. No, we don't. If we had, we wouldn't be here. We'd be in the spiritual world. So absolutely, we need a guide. So also, there's a particular channels that this current of spiritual realization is flowing, and we should receive a mantra from a guru who is connected to one of these channels, because it is said in the Padma Purana, if you receive a mantra from someone who is not in the bona fide sampradaya, it will bear no fruit. There will be no potency behind it. So we must take shelter in one of the four Vaishnava sampradayas and receive a mantra from bona fide guru. But our goal is not just Lakshmi Narayan, not even Swakya, married Radha and Krishna. Our goal is Gokul, Braj, where Radha and Krishna have to secretly meet. This is very, very, very high. So, what's the next line of Sri Guru Astakam? Mahaprabhu Kirtana Nitya Gita Vadrichan Majan Manasura Sena Romanchakam Prashutaranga Bajo Vande Guru Shri Charanaravindram. Mahaprabhu Kirtana Nitya Gita. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Gurudev is a very intimate associate of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Oh, he's right there, joining us. So, in Krishna Leela, we know that Krishna is very naughty boy, and he likes to break into the houses in Braja and steal butter, and then yogurt and all kinds of dairy products, and then take that away sometimes and then relish it in a hidden place.
And give it to the monkeys.
Give it to the monkeys, give it to his cowherd boyfriends. But sometimes just alone he likes to relish. So he's relishing that rasa. He's stealing it by force. So sometimes it is said that Krishna, he wants to steal the love from Srimati Radhika's heart. But actually, he doesn't have the Shakti to do that. He doesn't have the power. But Radharani is so merciful, she will allow that. So in Gita Govinda, Jayadev Goswami, he is telling how one day Krishna came to the feet of Srimati Radhika. And Krishna was begging at the feet of Srimati Radhika. And in that moment, Srimati Radhika, in her heart, she blessed Krishna. You can taste something of my love. Just something. In the heart. She didn't speak it, she just gave the blessing in the heart. So, today is also the disappearance day of Srila Sanatana Goswami Pad. And so Sanatana Goswami Pad, he is the Acharya of Sambandha Gyan, the knowledge of our relationship with the Lord. So there are three important personalities. That is Sanatana Goswami, Rupa Goswami, and Raghunath Das Goswami. So Sanatana Goswami is the Acharya of Sambandha Gyan, knowledge of our relationship with the Lord. Rupa Goswami is the Acharya for Abhidaya Tattva, how to obtain that relationship. And then Raghunath Das Goswami, he is our Parojana Acharya, our Acharya of divine love for the divine couple. So Sanatana Goswami, the first writings of our 6 Goswamis of Braja, that was Brihad Bhagavatamrita by Sanatana Goswami, the pastime of Gopakumar. And in that, Gopakumar, he went to so many different planets in the spiritual world, so many planets in the celestial heavenly worlds, and so many different positions on earth he had, but he was never happy. He was even having darshan of Jagannath, but still something in his heart wasn't satisfied. And so he was in ecstasy for a while, and then I will leave and go to another planet in the spiritual world. When he was entering the spiritual world, he almost lost consciousness and went into the light. But the power of his mantra saved him, and he could get going beyond the Brahma Jyoti, beyond the light, into Vaikuntha, into the variegated spiritual world. And so he was going around different planets there. And then finally, at the end, he comes to his eternal home with Krishna. And in a very touching moment, Gopakumar is embraced by Krishna. Very special moment. So Krishna says to Gopakumar, "Oh, you were down there on earth, and I was sending so many different hints to you to come to me. I was feeling so much separation, but you weren't interested. So then I myself, I manifested as Jayanta, your guru, and I gave you that mantra. And by the power of that mantra, you have come to me now. So if we keep chanting this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, under the guidance of Sri Guru, gradually, we will come to the lotus feet of the divine couple. That is Sambandha Gyan. And that is what Srila Vyasadeva is giving in his Bhagavatam. That out of all the various forms of the Lord, Jivera Srupa Hoyera Krishna Nera Nityadas, our eternal relationship is with Sri Krishna. And all the beautiful pastimes, or a snippet of them, have been described in the 10th canto of Bhagavatam. So Mahaprabhu Kirtana Jagita. That Sri Krishna, who was stealing butter in 10th canto, he's come in Kali Yuga. And he wants to relish some rasa here, in a hidden way. Oh, what's that rasa? Externally, Vishnu, inside of the body of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is starting the Yuga Dharma. That is chanting of Mahamantra. But the primary reason Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come to this world is what?
Relishing the love of Radha.
Relishing the love of Srimati Radhika. That's the primary reason Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come to this world. So, in a hidden way, he is coming only to taste the love of Srimati Radhika. That is why, when Ramananda Ray, he realized, oh, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the combined form of Radha and Krishna. And he lost consciousness. And then when he came to, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, shh, don't tell anyone. Don't give away my game, because that'll spoil my Leela. Naravat, human-like Leela. And he's coming to teach us what? How to also appreciate the love of Srimati Radhika. and our Guru Parampara, they are the emissaries of Srimati Radhika. Oh, come. Your eternal home is a manjari, serving the lotus feet of our Srimati Radhika. That is the revelation of the Guru Tattva in this Gaudiya line. First, Nityananda Balaram Prabhu coming with his plough to remove all the rocks and the trees and everything from our heart. And then when the soil is prepared nicely, then plant one creeper there, Bhakti Lada Bij. And then that can grow beyond Vaikuntha to beyond Golok, beyond Mathura, beyond Dwarka, beyond Mathura, finally to Gokul, where Radha and Krishna, they have to meet secretly. Parakiya, not Swakiya. And then, Srimati Radhika, her love is the guru of Sri Krishna. By worshipping Sri Krishna, we can get mukti, we can be free from all anxiety. But Krishna himself, he is the disciple of the love of Srimati Radhika. So how can we even fathom what is coming in this Gaudiya Guru Parampara? Only like a piece of grass we lay down, offer our sistan pushpanjali, our heart like flowers, thousands and millions of times, and pray for the mercy of our Guru Parampara. And that, how can anyone become a Vaishnava? Only if someone who is already a Vaishnava in their heart, we are serving them with they develop some snigdha, some affection for them, and they just wish, may that person become a Vaishnava. And their words are such a sankalpa. They must come true. So if we can serve Sri Guru and just get their kripa kataksha, their mercy, just by their will, Radhika, give this jiva mercy. Make him your mantra. So we are praying that our Guru Parampara, they deliver that beautiful sidelong glance of Srimati Radhika. Kadakarishya Sihamam, Kripa Kataksha Bhajanam. Srila Krishna Dvaipayana Veda Vyas ki,
Jai.
Sri Rupa Nuga Gaudiya Guru Parampara ki,
Jai.
the love of Srimati Radhika ki,
Jai.
Jai Jai Shri
Yeah.
Radhe Shyam. Guru Premanande.
Hari
Hari Hari Bol.
Any other things people want to share? Thoughts, reflections?
Can I just ask? So what about Vrindavan? Is that because you say Goluka?
Gokul. Yep, nice point. Gokul, Braj, or Vrindavan.
Braj, all
But
Vrindavan.
Braj means Braj Mandal, which is the 12 forests of Vrindavan, and one of those, the 12 forests of Braja, and one of those forests is in Vrindavan.
Oh,
So Braj also includes Vrindavan.
Vrindavan.
Vrindavan, yes. One of the Vans.
Forests of Vanas.
Mm.
What are the other? Can you remember any of the others? Any others? Vans? Forests of Vrindavan? There's Gokul and
Nidhuvan.
Nidhuvan is there, yeah.
Bahulavan, Talavan.
Yeah.
Talvan, yeah.
I was just thinking today, I'm going to ask Anandini before Kartik to paint one map of Vrindavan, and then for the whole month of Kartik, I'll hang it up in here and then try and get mine at least geographically,
Memorise.
Yeah. Because one Parikram you just go in here, you go in here, it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, if you can map it out, it's
Mm.
not all sort of merged into.
Because that's our home. That's our eternal home. So we should try to become acquainted with it now.
There's a map with Sri Bhaktivedanta Trindani Swami Maharaj,
Mhm.
when he had his lectures, he was using the parikrama maps and it was really beautiful. Like he would explain very well.
Oh,
And
nice.
in that map, he will tell where the journey is and where everyone going.
Oh, cool.
If I find, I can forward
Yeah,
it
yeah,
to you.
that'd be
Yeah.
good.
Okay.
Sridhar Maharaj has got some really good stuff on his website.
Oh,
Late
yeah.
Tridandi Maharaj.
Mm.
Brajmandal Parakram.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Kamyavan.
Should know all these things.